adding the best automotive phone mount system, the ProClip, to my second gen Ford Explorer. Let's get into it. Welcome everyone to the Derpzilla channel. Today I'll be doing yet another ProClip automotive phone mount review and installation video. I've already done 3. You can check those out up here if you're interested. One being on my 2021 Camaro ZL1. I've done 2 iterations on my wife's Ford Mustang. And for today, I'll be doing one on my 2000 Ford Explorer XLT. This is the second gen Explorer, so this install video will apply to all the second gen Explorers. And here we have the box that I've received from ProClip just today. I've been driving the Explorer a lot more lately now that I have it running, and I wanted to have the best phone mount system for your car in the Explorer like I have with all the other vehicles. And so let's go ahead and get going. This is the box that I have received, and let's go ahead and get this bad boy opened up. I've already actually cut the box open, but I'm trying to do this one-handed, so let's see what we got in the box when you order this mount and phone holder setup for your second gen Ford Explorer. Of course, a little advertisement thing for some additional stuff here. Now we have, the cool thing about the ProClip is that it comes in 2 kind of independent pieces. You order for your vehicle, and that will give you your vehicle specific mount. In this case, this looks like this right here. This will actually be what will be clipping into your interior. And then you order the actual attachment for your device. So if you're doing a tablet, a phone, or they have a large list of other items you can choose from, but I went with a holder for my Samsung, I believe it's S23 Plus, whatever. And so you have a number of choices. I went with the non-charging version. If you want to check out the very cool charging versions of the holders, they're interchangeable between your cars. So you can actually get a charger holder for your Mustang. Let's say you park it for 6 months and you don't want to pay for another phone holder. You actually take the phone holder portion off of your ProClip car mount, remove it, and slap it on a mount for another car. Let's say you drive a summer car, a winter car. You don't want to pay for double phone attachments. You buy 1, 2 car mounts. Then you can actually just interchange and move your phone holder portion between cars if you want. Super easy. It's a couple screws. I'll show you that here shortly. Or like I said, you can check out the videos up here on some variations. I went with the non-charging version, which is also what I have in my ZL1 Camaro, because I don't really need any extra fancy wires or anything like that, or any fancy charging features in the Explorer. I don't go on long trips with it. So I just like they're very clean, very basic, minimalistic phone holder, which is this one. And cool thing about this, you adjust the arms, and then the phone will just sit in there nice and tight. There's nothing to worry about flopping around. And I really love this in the Camaro, so that's why I went with this again for the Explorer. Now, as mentioned, you get 2 parts. This is the car mount portion for the Explorer. If you have a different vehicle, of course, this portion will be fit to your car. So this will look different if you're looking at this video and you have a different kind of car. This will look different. Now, this portion is going to look slightly different based on the features that you want. Charging, non-charging, a couple different magnetic, or non-charging, which is what I have here, and your phone, on your device, tablet. This will be different shaped and featured based on what your choices are on the website. Very super easy website. You just pick your car, pick your device, check out, done. Super easy. So let's go ahead and get this stuff opened up, and then we're gonna go ahead and put these together because you actually have to assemble everything. Then we'll get it into the car, ready to go. Super easy. I went ahead and removed the 2 sections of the ProClip from their little bags and have them laid out here with the second gen Explorer car mounting portion. You have, of course, the car mount. They give you an alcohol pad and then a little trim tool. This helps open up a gap in your trim, so this will actually be able to fit within those gaps. And then, of course, for the phone devices, this might be slightly different based on what features you wanted, what phone and device or whatever you wanted. But this comes with your 4 screws. These will help us mount this to the actual car mount portion. And pretty much you'll just want to sit like this, and we'll actually have to then screw everything in. Now the trick with that is we're going to actually have to remove this section of the phone holder from its base here so we can actually access the installation holes right here for these screws so we can mount it to the actual car mount portion. To begin, we're going to go ahead and fit the actual phone holder portion of the car mount system to my specific phone, which is the Samsung, I believe S23 Plus. And it does have a case. That's going to be one thing they will bring up on the website. If you have a large case, small case, no case, that might change which actual mount you can fit to your phone. Of course, if you have this huge, bulky, crazy case, it's not going to fit on the same device. Even though this is adjustable, it's only adjustable within a certain range. And if it's something crazy, you're going to have to get a different phone holder for, if you had no phone case. So actually, to open this up, we're going to loosen up these two screws here. You don't have to fully remove them, just loosen them up a little bit. And that should let the arms slide out and open up this. There we go. And then we can fit the device. So that's, as you can see here, way too big. And it's gonna fit in the channels. There's channels here, it's hard to tell, but you can see that there's a channel here. That's where your phone's gonna guide in. And so you wanna just fit it in. So you're gonna open them up, squeeze it down, and then your phone should fit snug, but not, so you don't want this so tight that it's gonna freaking be impossible to remove or insert your phone. So you wanna have a little bit of wiggle room, nothing crazy. Okay, that seems pretty good. Once we've done that, you can actually retighten the screws. Just make sure you don't strip it out. Then recheck. Make sure you didn't accidentally. Okay, so it's snug, but it's not impossible. So you can really fine tune this to your specific, requirements. You like to be able to just drop her in, and or if you're going to roll your car over frequently, you might want it a little bit more snug. But that's as simple as it is. The next portion is we're going to have to actually remove these the phone holder base right here from the actual piece up here, so we can attach it to the car mount. I'm going to go ahead and attach the phone holder bottom section to the car mount. And now we can install the phone mount portion back to its base and just get everything lined up. And do note that the hooked edge right here is going to be the top, and it also has the logo here. So it's going to be orientated like this. This is actually going to be clipping over your radio bezel that goes around your radio and your vents. And this piece will be tucking, I believe, right above where the vent is into the radio bezel surround as well. And you probably don't want to get this super tight. You can just adjust it so if you want to be able to move it around. And then once you get it in the car, you can actually see how this is going to look and if it's going to be orientated towards you or how you want to angle your actual phone once this snaps in. Let's go ahead and get out into the car, get this mounted up, and we'll see how she looks. But quick preview. It's a little tight, so I might loosen it up before I got there, but looking pretty good. Inside my second gen Explorer, it's been fairly modified. If you follow my Explorer portions of my channel at all, I actually have recently replaced this bezel surround here, and I plastic dipped it and done a number of other things, including installing a double DIN touch radio. And so this might make it a little bit more difficult because your actual ProClip is going to mount in the slot between this portion of your bezel and your radio, and then the top part which is the hook, is going to hook over between your trim and this bezel. So we're going to actually have to pop this out a little bit so it can fit. And then it's going to actually cover part of your vent. So you will lose some of your, a little bit of your airflow directly through your thing. So it's actually going to sit like that. So you can adjust it maybe a little bit, slide it back and forth. I'm not sure how much room we'll have. I'm going to try getting it as far to the left as I can. And so keep that in mind. If you run, if you have to live with max blowing of your AC directly into your face from this specific vent, or you can always just steal the passenger. I don't have AC in this car right now, so it's like whatever for me. But yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can fit this. Now what we're gonna do is you're gonna clean it with alcohol pad. I've already cleaned everything. You're gonna peel this 3M or whatever this is adhesive. Then we're gonna actually have to then wedge that in here, right in this slot here, and then carefully fit this hook around your gap here that you're going to open up, if I can find it, with your aptly named gap opener tool. So that's going to kind of go in here. You're going to use that to kind of open this up a little bit. See, I just opened up a gap, and then that'll hook around here, and then it should snap in. Be careful you don't scratch anything, and you should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get this installed. I don't have a way to hold my camera in this car for whatever reason. So I'm going to go ahead and just install it off camera. I'll let you know if I run anything and what to look out for. ProClip is installed and in place, and you could actually install it anywhere from about here all the way to almost the end. I slid it to the middle. I figured I actually had the least amount of obstruction of my vents. I can still reach them and adjust the little thing. So I put it right directly in the middle. Plus you want to not get it too close to your shift lever, and so you'll be reaching up. If it's right here, you're going to be banging into that and having to try to do some kind of stealth shifting. So that's why I moved it over. I may end up moving it more and just tell my passengers, deal with it. You get no good airflow or something. But this looked kind of good. And I have a pretty big phone. I'll just drop it in, and that's how she sits. So this is me from the driver position. And then, of course, you can tilt it towards you more like that. So probably what I'll do. And it doesn't really obstruct much of your windshield. It does overlap over the windshield a little bit, but it's really looking through from my angle right here. That's only blocking me seeing through the windshield the part of my hood, so it's not a big deal. Now, if it was over here, you might be blocking a little bit more. If it was over here, maybe it would be blocking even less, but that's why I went with the middle, just so I can keep maximum use of the vents. When I do get AC working, it's only been about 10 years in the works. I might do it any day now. But super easy install, and I do have a kind of a Frankenstein car. There's going to be a wideband right here again, and this is my Android Auto and Apple CarPlay port right there. I have a couple USB charger things here, but before I just have to kind of drop my phone in here. It doesn't fit, of course. It's too big to fit in this little. This would be a pretty decent spot, but it doesn't work. Set in my cup holder, or I just leave it on the seat. But now I can just drop her in here, and perfect. I mean, can't ask for a better setup than this. Now, the trick is you do wedge it in here. It doesn't look like it's going to fit. It looks like it's way too, it's not near vertically tall enough to get over the trim. But this trim tool, super easy. You just drop it in there, pops the thing out, and then you actually push it through here. I actually removed the adhesive because this is, as I mentioned, plasti dip, so it's already kind of rubbery and grippy. And it's super solid. If you have a more OEM radio setup, you probably want to keep that adhesive so this isn't sliding around easily. But I took the adhesive off. It wedged it in there pretty easy. It's too tight on the ends for me because of this aftermarket radio. And so then I snap it in. You just want to carefully kind of bend this up and then drop it in. It'll snap into place and you should be good to go. That about wraps it up. As you can see, a super easy install with the ProClip automotive phone mount. I have this on all of my cars, and this video is actually not sponsored. I purchased it completely out of my own pocket. I just really love the ProClips, and that's why I run it on all of my vehicles. Now, if you guys like the merch, I got the Xploder hats on the website, Zilla.com, Z1LLA.com. If you want to go directly to the store, Zilla.com/shop, or you can check out my Etsy page, Etsy.Zilla.com. If you were to check those out, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos from me, on the Explorer, Camaro, Mustang, and random technical projects and whatever else I want to do around the house or in the garage. I hope I see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Peace.